Hello everyone, welcome to TechEd 2023. My name is Sruthi and I am the product manager for SAP Build. So today I will be taking you through the session of enhancing Fusion development collaboration across developer continuum. So let's get started. So why do we have an orchestra playing in the Fusion Dev Tech session? Because it does have some correlation. Imagine an orchestra performing a symphony as a representation of an organization striving for success in the digital age. In this orchestra, Fusion teams play the role of talented musicians, each bring an unique instrument to their ensemble. They are multidisciplinary, with each member possessing different expertise, akin to different instruments used in the orchestra. Just as musicians blend their individual sounds to create harmonious music, Fusion teams combine technology, analytics, and business acumen to deliver the perfect product for us. And with that, we know that there are several elements to a Fusion team, and one of the key element or the key conductor, as we say, is the CIO. The CIO serves as the conductor, guiding and leading the Fusion teams, much like how a conductor shapes the music by interpreting composer's vision. The CIO interprets the organization's goals and ensures that the Fusion team performs in harmony. Their role is pivotal in setting the tempo, direction, and the overall cohesion of the digital transformation journey. And so, with that, and we know that there are also several elements that would function together with the CIO. There's the tech area, analytics area, business, and all together as one team, we deliver the results. So together with the CIO, when we speak of Fusion teams, there are various aspects of analytics, business and technology that comes together in one team. We need to manage interdependencies across different teams and cooperate lines of business so that everyone involved in Fusion development is highly connected with each other. We also need to onboard stakeholders early in order to be agile and to embrace better ways of working. Another key aspect is the risk management. Here, we need to ensure that there is adequate support across the team to avoid potential risk that comes across during the implementation of the project. Then, we need to iterate and reiterate on the improvements suggested to facilitate better outcome of the project. Last but not the least, there needs to be a tight-knit talent pool or community of business and IT experts to make the Fusion team's concept thrive. And with that, I would like to give you a small preview into what is Fusion development in the concept of combining pro code with the development of low code. So here, the Fusion development is the concept of combining these two areas by quickly creating applications, processes, sites with SAP opinionated technologies. And Fusion development uses use cases bringing out the true power of SAP Build platform. So now let's get into SAP Build Code. Last year at TechEd, we released SAP Build, a portfolio of low-code solutions that allows customers to create apps, automate processes, and design business sites with the drag-and-drop simplicity. SAP Build has achieved significant momentum over the past year with thousands of customers globally. Now we are announcing SAP Build Code this year together with Joule, which allows customers to generate app logic aligned with SAP-centric programming models from natural language descriptions. The solution is tailored for SAP development, with rapid extensibility of SAP S/4HANA and other systems. These solutions all drive developer productivity, and they are built upon, obviously, SAP Business Technology Platform, which leverages many benefits from SAP BTP, including integrations, security, governance, and comprehensive data services. And As you can see towards the bottom of the slide, these technology innovations provide value to all enterprise applications, both SAP and third-party systems, including enterprise resource planning, customer relationship management, and human capital management applications. And we would also like to inform you that SAP Build Code is now part of SAP Build Lobby. So SAP Build Lobby is the central entry point for all citizen and professional developers building on SAP BTP. And this area is exactly where you can facilitate Fusion development in SAP Build. Within here, we can consume components, create with ProCode solutions in SAP Build Apps, Build Process Automation, and SAP Build Workzone. And now I would like to take you through a demo. And in this demo, I would be showcasing the Fusion development from no-code to ProCode. And in this scenario, we would be utilizing both the toolings, which is the Build Code and also Build Apps. So we are right now at the Build Lobby, wherein we have one cash sales app created by Build Apps. We will now be creating and integrating a customer loyalty full-stack application created using Build Code and Joule. Now let's get started. So now let's go in and create an application by using Build Code. And we select the full stack application here. And let's now create a project. Let's name it, and the project is now created. It's now created successfully. And on clicking on the project, we are now navigated into Business Application Studio platform. Here, we would be creating the data model and services with the help of Joule. Now let's ask Joule to create an application for customer loyalty program, wherein purchase points represents 1/10 of the purchase value. As you can see, Joule is now thinking, the code is now generated, and we can now view the corresponding data model and service entities. There is also a possibility to have a detailed view, and on opening it in the graphical modeler, we can now add the purchase logic to the program. And this too we can do by asking Joule. So we are now asking Joule to increase the customer total purchase points, and with each purchase, the customer points will now increase. The custom logic function will be created soon after Joule is done with the thinking. And we will be there in a bit. And here we are. The custom logic function is now generated. Let's now run this program and open it in the preview. And okay, the program is now running and it's now successfully executed. And we now go into the preview. So here you can see all the data models and its entities. And now there is also a possibility to add external resources from SAP Build Accelerator Hub. Here we are adding the purchase order from SAP S/4HANA Cloud. So let's just scroll a bit until we find the purchase order, and there we go. We have it here, and we add the external data model now. Now that's done, we can quickly get into the Build Apps Cache app and get into it and see how the customer loyalty service created by Build Code is integrated within here. So there we go. We can see it right here under the Create Purchase and the Check for Reward. So that was a short glimpse of how ProCode and low-code works together. Now let's see or get into another aspect of Fusion development, which is governance. Okay, now that we are in the context of Fusion team, wherein governance plays a pivotal role in securing both the low-code and pro-code worlds, The governance represents the musical score. The governance represents the musical score as in just as the conductor adapts their interpretation to suit the nuances of the score, the CIO adapts the governance mechanisms to fit the evolving needs of the organization. This flexibility ensures that the orchestra or the organization can navigate the complex compositions and transitions smoothly. Governance provides guardrails, but it also provides methodologies to ensure continuity from fusion teams, and manages the growing body of technological assets and adjusts processes based on feedbacks and lessons learned. And now, let me also give you a short preview into what do we know by philosophy or governance in the context of SAP BTP and how it ties together with our build portfolio. So we know that within BTP, we have various personas who are responsible for various activities therein. We have the central admin, we have the product admin and service admin, and then we also have the developer, operations and support team members, etc. So let us have an overview into each of their responsibilities. For example, the central admin is primarily responsible for the onboarding or the setting up of the landscape and setting up of the connectivity between the tenants, etc. And once that onboarding is done, we come into the area wherein we now have to kickstart the project. So it starts with the life cycle, and the first step of the life cycle is to setting up of an entire landscape. Then we would need to put destinations into it, which are allowed listed for specific purposes. Then we also need to secure the access to apps, processes, and so on. Then we would also need to classify the tenant into dev, test, and prod, and also a possibility to transport them across these different landscapes. And for this, we can also use the cloud transport management system. And within governance, we would also want to transfer the ownership of a project. For example, if somebody happens to leave the company, we need a possibility to transfer the ownership. And then, of course, managing the agent specifically in the case of SAP Process Automation. And then finally, we also need to set up strict governance rules for each of the key stage-gated process in the life cycle of a project, right from the ideation until the sunset. And towards the sunset of the project, we would also have something called as the monitoring. And within monitoring area, we would need to troubleshoot and address issues that must have potentially arisen after the deployment of the application. And this would help us take preventive and corrective action on the applications that are deployed. And then we would also have a possibility to understand the usage. So this means that how is the user using the product, which are the key area that are being clicked within, etc. And the monitoring session is then primarily looked into by the operations and support team, or in case of smaller project, even a developer can look into it. And with that, let's now move on to and see how we do all this activity within SAP Build. So in SAP Build, we have the possibility to do all of the activities that were showcased just previously in the previous slide from the control tower within lobby. So we can use, or the admin can use, the control tower in lobby for various purposes. It ranges from classification of the tenant purposes into dev, test, or prod, setting up of the environments to secure accesses to automation or processes, curation of destinations and mapping them into environments, and securing access to specific business functions. And then also a possibility to manage the agent configurations for all the process automation use cases. So control tower is essentially the one-stop area for IT admin to secure and set up all their governance resources. And now with that, Through the barcode here, you can also join the Governance Resource Center for SAP Build, wherein you can operate and scale your own low-code developer program. So this would provide you an opportunity to kickstart your own center of excellence and set up your own requirements and governance rules as and how it's required. So please feel free to scan through the barcode and request an access for it. And you can also find predefined templates therein. And now, here are some great learning offerings to complement your conference. You can prepare for a certification with SAP Learning Journeys, save with an exclusive SAP TechEd certification offer that came in your SAP TechEd registration email. Connect with the experts, expand your network, and share your knowledge and experiences with others in SAP community. And network in a moderated SAP learning group to get your learning questions answered. Follow all the great content at learning.sap.com. And with that, I would like to thank you for listening in and tuning in and having a nice time with this session. And thank you very much, and hope you have a great TechEd. And now we can open up for Q&A if any.
Live Q&A.
Okay, all right, so thank you very much. And if there are any questions, you can post it right away or feel free to write back to me. All right. Okay, then, thank you very much. Goodbye. Have a great TechEd.